Okay, class number 23. Now we're moving on to one of my favorite techniques, back whip kick or back hook kick. So, as with all our other classes, we do our warm-up, do our stepping drills and our basic information. Then we move on to the kick itself. We're going to start with air kicking again, put them into combinations, and then we're finally going to do target drills and then partner drills. With this technique, one of the things that you want to focus on, it's a very difficult technique to do well. Again, easy to do, hard to perfect or do properly. So we're going to go slowly at first. We're going to start out with the most basic kick, add a step, and then add a skip. This is going to follow the format of the class that came before, the back kick. So it's going to be the same step, same kick, same skip. Okay, fighting stance.
Hey.
Right. Very nice. Now we're going into the back whip kick. So the first thing I like to let them do is simply do a back kick first. They do a back kick. And one more time, back kick. Very nice. Once they understand that motion, because it's a very tight motion, very similar, we want the back hook kick to come up the same way. So back it up. First technique is back whip kick. Very nice. And they can do it just in place like that. They don't need to move around. But again, be careful because they'll get dizzy if they do too many on one side. So we'd have them switch from side to side. The second technique is step in and back whip kick. So before we do that, we'll do step in and back kick. Very nice. Back it up. Once they get comfortable with that motion, we then introduce the step in back whip kick. Very nice. Come back into place. And finally, the third technique is skip in and back whip kick. Skip in, back whip kick. Very nice. So we've set the foundation for the class now. We've demonstrated it. We've broken it down. We want to focus on a couple of key points. One, back whip kick comes up just like back kick. So the athlete turns just as they would in back kick. They back kick first. Good. It's nice and straight, right? This same motion for back whip kick. Very nice. So that's the way, those are the things that you want to focus on. A nice tight turn, similar to back kick. In fact, the foot comes up just as if it were a back kick to the face. The last moment, the toes reach out to slap the face across. The hip opens up, which generates the power, and the bottom foot pushes off the floor. This is the difference between an effective back whip kick and one that is just hitting the target without any impact. And remember, when they're competing, this is a kick that can be done with full contact to the head. So we like to train for that, but we also want the athletes to have the right amount of control. Okay, now we're ready to move on to the target drills. Okay, now it's time to go to targets. We've done the warm-up. We've done some kicking in the air, perhaps 5 to 10 minutes. Now we're actually ready to make the kick effective. And what I mean by that, we're going to give them a realistic target. It's just like a face, which is this target. We're going to present the target, and they're going to have to execute the kick to the target. Now, the athlete that's holding for the kick can move the target up or down to adjust. But for the most part, we want to set a target, which is face level, having them learn exactly where the face is. This technique in competition actually takes a lot of skill. Not easy to execute because the athlete is usually moving that's attacking, and you've got the small target, which is a head to hit. But if you practice in this form or in this fashion, it will actually enhance your chances of hitting this technique in competition. So again, we're going to go slow first with just a back whip kick to the target. Very nice. Again, athlete is in a balanced fighting stance. They're focusing. This athlete is stationary, just giving them a target so they can practice the kick. Again. Very nice. Now let them do this for a little while so they feel comfortable. Help them with the key points, a well-balanced fighting stance. Stand behind them. Make certain that their leg is moving directly straight to the target. And again, let me turn this around for you so you can see it from this angle. So from here, right, you want to see the kick not reach out here, but in point of fact, the kick goes straight. We're going to go a little slow. She turns. The foot comes up here, this tight. We don't want the foot to come out here. This is a huge telegraph. Gives the athlete a lot of time to move out of the way. So we want it to come to here. And then it comes across through here so that the hip follows through. That's where the power of the technique comes from. So again, let's watch it. Nice and tight. Exactly. Great. Okay, let's go back to our original position. Now, we're going to switch our feet. We're going to do step in back hook kick. So you need double the distance. and step in and back hook kick. Very nice. One more time. Excellent. Now for our final technique, we go back to our original position. We're going to do skip in, back hook kick. Excellent. One more time. Okay. So now as you're holding the target for this, there are a number of different ways to practice it. You can simply go up and down the floor with hook kicks. You can go up and down the floor with step hook kicks. You can go up and down the floor with skipping hook kicks. Then you can break it out just like this. Go hook kick. I like to do skip hook kick. Next, skip in and hook kick. And then switch the feet, step in and back hook kick. Excellent. Now again, this is a hard technique, a lot of flexibility required, so make sure they stretch the muscles necessary, and then be careful. Give them enough time to recover. Focus them on, again, one point at a time. So maybe the tightness of the kick. That's the first one. We don't want it to be a long, wide kick. Talk about that for a little while. Second talking point, listen, push off that foot, and then as soon as that body starts to turn, the leg moves. It's a key point of the kick. You don't want to go one and then two. You want everything to move at the same time. Third, you want them to recover well so that they can't be countered easily. So they should recover well, come down to a well-balanced fighting stance. This way they're prepared for the technique that follows. Now we're ready for the second level of the drill. Again, going to use targets because these are hard to do on shields, almost impossible. Target gives you a nice follow-through, also gives you the reaction we're looking for. And that's the key word in this drill. This is a reaction drill. So this is target with reaction. So we're going to present the target as if it were a person that was stepping into range or doing some technique that you could counter. We usually counter roundhouse kick with this, a few other things we can counter with it. But for the most part, you want to think about the target replacing the face. It is the reaction that we're looking for. So the athlete has the target like this, and as soon as he moves the target, the attacking athlete is going to execute a back hook kick. So on his own, he's going to key up, give her the target, and she reacts. Very nice. Now, that's not a bad reaction, but she should have been anticipating his shoulder moving forward. As soon as it moves, by the time he key ups, that kick should be on the target. Better. I like it even tighter. Better. Good. This is the way this kick becomes effective, because they meet that moment. You got to remember, there's a face traveling and the foot has to meet it. If the face travels, the foot travels, the face moves away. It's got to be like hands clapping. Hands clapping. One more time. Better. Good. Okay, the next one's going to be the skip in and back hook kick. So she's going to draw by using a skip. Imaginarily, he would be kicking, and then she would be countering. So the reaction on this one goes, she skips, he lifts, she goes. Very nice. Okay, now again, I want him to add a key up. This is what the cue is going to be, because the key up is going to signal either a step or a kick that he would try to execute. So she skips, he key ups, she hits. Very nice. Now a little more dynamic, we're going to add a bounce into it, just as if they were fighting. They're bouncing. One more time. Very nice. Finally, we're going to the step in and back hook kick. The trap on this one is when she steps, he would kick, right? So all she has to do is step. He's going to lift the target, key up. She's going to execute the back hook kick on the target. Very nice. One more time. Good. And another version of that is like this. So she's here, she steps. I step in, because that's what would happen. Very nice, because that's as if I were moving in for my attack. She has trapped me, and then she's back hooking me. With that said, a number of different ways to practice this in the line drill. You can do it in place, or you can do it all the way down the floor. You can then do them in combination. So that would look like this. We're going to do back whip kick, reaction. She goes for the skip back whip kick, his reaction. She steps, his third reaction. Excellent, excellent. They would do that on each side. They would switch, and they'd go back and forth. Again, about 10, 15, 20 minutes on this technique, because this is a hard technique. We want them switching back and forth, but we want them building the skill. Drill with a partner. This is a reaction drill with a partner. Now again, this is the last level. Can't do contact to the face, obviously. So this is a way to teach them the skill, building her ability to react, his ability to defend. Her ability to react, his ability. Now in this one, he has no choice but to be actively involved, right? If he's not actively involved, he'll be actively unconscious, right? So he needs to be actively involved, and trust me, the athlete in this situation will be actively involved, all right? With that said, she's going to react as quickly as she can. Now, when I say that, we have to be careful, right? So the way that I teach this for my beginners is I push them back. No possibility of contact, right? And if I'm really afraid, I push them back. Absolutely no possibility of contact, right? The only thing I have to be concerned about, people on this side of the room, make sure they have enough space so they don't back hook kick each other in the face. Again, good students are conscious, unconscious students, not good students. With that said, he's going to step quickly, key up. She's going to do her back hook kick when she sees it and react.
Hey! Ah!
Oh, it's not quick enough. We're going to try one more time, make it nice and quick.
Hey! Ah!
Still, I like a little bit quicker. We try one more time.
Hey! Ah!
Okay, getting better, getting better. Okay, we can do every kick at this distance. So she could skip in and do back hook kick. Go!
Hey! Hey! Ah!
Very nice. And then finally step in and back hook kick.
Hey! Hey! Ah!
Okay, now let's bring it for our advanced students. Bring them in. Again, a little bit closer. When you're comfortable that this student has enough skills to move out of the way and not get kicked in the face, you let them do it at this level. What's going to happen here, this is a back hook kick, back whip kick counter. So he's going to step in to draw the back hook kick. He is then going to escape back. All right? Couple of ways to do this. The easiest way is to step and push, right? If they get stuck, they go step and duck, all right? Get the face out of the way. Get them far enough away. When they're comfortable, we can start talking about how to avoid from getting hit in the face from this in competition style. But for now, we're looking for the reaction on this side, the understanding on this side. So he's going to step and skip out of the way.
Hey! Hey! Ah!
Very nice. One more time.
Hey! Ah!
You get the idea, I'm sure, and you can see the challenges with the execution and technique. Next one, remember, is her draw. She's going to skip in, back hook kick. So when she skips in, he's got to make kind of a check motion, and he needs to get out of the way.
Hey! Hey! Ah!
Excellent, excellent. Now watch his ability to do what he's doing. Let's try it again. He's stepping, pushing, getting out of the way. So he's practicing that step forward and that push back or the push to the diagonal, setting himself up for the counter.
Hey! Ah!
Very nice. And then finally, the most difficult one to execute, the most difficult one to avoid, the step back hook kick. And what I mean by that is when they step in, it's very difficult to execute this one with control and balance. It's also very difficult, if they do it well, to avoid. In point of fact, when they're doing this in competition, she would try to step on this foot. This is how deep she should be, right? If she steps anything further, it's kind of easy to avoid. What happens during competition is this. When she steps this deep, I'm forced to want to go here. I'm uncomfortable at that distance, most people. So I'm either going to grab or I'm going to get out of the way so I can counter. She steps that deep, it becomes very difficult for me to get out of the way. So when she steps here, she hooks. Usually I'm going to get hit on the way out. That's the way the technique works. Now his challenge is going to be to move out and to the side. Okay? Here we go.
Hey! Hey! Ah!
Very nice, very nice. One more time.
Hey! Hey! Ah!
Okay, so you can imagine how this works in your class, but let's review one more time. They're going to do it in one spot. We want to be careful. Then they're going to do the traveling once traveling, and you can break them down again. Hook kick, hook kick, hook kick, skipping, hook kick, so on and so forth. And then finally, step, hook kick, step, hook kick, step, hook kick. When you're comfortable, they have that skill set. I always like to put the skills together because I want them to have the ability to be multidimensional. They need to be able to do the technique in place. They need to be able to do it traveling forward, and they need to be able to do it stepping forward. This way, no matter what he does, she has an answer for. Whatever his distance is, she has the attack or the counter. Okay? So it looks like this, the final one. She's going to back hook kick, skip in and back hook kick, and then step in and back hook kick.
Hey! Hey! Ah! Hey! Hey! Ah! Hey! What?
Okay, final drill for this class. It's a reaction drill with a partner. So he's actually going to execute the kick that causes the technique to happen. So in the first situation, he's going to execute the round kick. She's going to back hook kick, counter it. As always, I like to start them a lot further apart. Little bit, stop. Very good. No possibility of contact from here, but possibility of good reaction. So as soon as she sees his round kick, she's going to execute that back whip kick. Not bad, not bad. Let's try it again. Okay, at this point, I'd bring him a little bit closer. Still, no possibility of contact. Then finally, I bring them very close. Possibility of contact. Be careful. With that said, he's going to avoid getting hit by dipping his body on round kick. So before we do the hook kick, he's going to kick, lean his body backwards. Now, one more time. Drop the body. That's all he needs to do. Good luck. Excellent. One more time. Good. No harm, no foul, no one gets hurt. Now we get to the one that's a little bit more difficult because he's got to execute that kick while she's doing her skip in back hook kick. So again, he's got to duck out of the way, not get hit. Excellent. One more time. Finally, the most difficult one to execute. Sometimes I don't even have them kick on this. What I have them do is step and duck their body out of the way. We're going to go slow so we understand what happens. She steps in, he executes the kick, he ducks, she kicks. The world is a good place. Let's try again. Very nice. Now, if he's more comfortable, it's an advanced student, he knows how to duck his body out of the way of kicks, he has that sort of memory, that sort of feeling, then you can let him execute the kick while she traps. Excellent. One more time. Good. Now, this is an excellent way for him to practice because this is actually a decent scoring technique. When someone tries to do this kick, the idea is to hit them before they move. So they want to practice this ability to score the kick to the body, get their head out of the way, and score the point. So I like to train like this. Again, the entire class, warm up, in the air, combination stepping and kicking in the air, combination stepping and kicking on the target, combination kicking, stepping with reaction on the target, partner drill with reaction stepping, and then execution for this person. First one was for him, second one was for her. As you can see, we're building techniques, we're building combinations, we're building steps. But more importantly, we're reinforcing the method or the methodology. We're teaching them how to learn. We're teaching them how to kick. You're learning how to teach them how to learn, and you're learning how to teach them how to kick. That's the Torch Club program. Now we're ready to move on to the next lesson.
Fast.
Higher. Run. Higher. Higher. Too slow. Higher. Run. Cut. Run. Oh. Cut. Faster. You got to cut faster, boy. Keep going. Cut. Get up. Get up. Cut. Turn. Cut. Turn. Run. Good. Cut. Good. One more. One more. One more. Finish strong. Finish strong. Faster.